2019, I lost my left leg. I'm an amputee, and I had walked with the prostheses. Up to about a year and a half ago, I was doing fine. I mean, I could walk, but I couldn't walk great distances without being exhausted. So, and then I started I had trouble sleeping because my legs would go to sleep and they'd be like ants climbing up and down your legs and would wake me up. So I was getting up every 2 hours, putting my leg on, walking around to get the circulation going, then going back to bed. And it takes, of course, then it takes time to go back to sleep. So I wasn't getting much sleep. So every 2 hours I was getting up and walking around, getting the circulation back, and then going back to bed. So basically I was getting maybe 4 or 5 hours sleep at night. Then notice that if I had to drive any distance, any longer than 15 minutes or 20 minutes, I would get this extreme pain down my left leg. It was like a sciatic pain, and I couldn't drive that long distance. I could ride on the passenger side, but I couldn't drive. So my husband would have to drive me. So I went to my medical doctor. He said, go to a chiropractor. So $250 for the first meeting, then $35 every session, 3 times a week.
Wow.
We did this for 2, and he got to the point, he said, this is all I can do for you. You have a prosthetic, you're walking different, and this is it. This is all I can do. So here I am. I can't walk probably maybe a quarter of a block, and we live on 2-acre lot, and my house is on the back part. If I have to walk, I can't even walk down the driveway. So, and I have a horse. I used to ride mounted patrol. Can't ride my horse because my hip starts hurting. And then my sponsor's wife started talking about these patches.
And how long ago was that, Tony? How?
She was talking to him about them in June.
So
in July, I heard about him in June. My sponsor is actually my pastor, and I'm actually the church secretary. So I'm walking down the hall. What about these patches? What about these patches? And he's going, I'll get a hold. I'll tell her. I said,
so you got the patches. You've been wearing them for a couple months, and now what's happened?
Now I sleep all night unless I have to go to the restroom. The tingling, there's some tingling, but it doesn't wake me up. So I'm up and down all night. Secondly, the hip pain is gone. I'm also diabetic, and my blood sugar level has lessened. So I don't have to take as much insulin. My eyesight is equalizing. My left eye was at a point where you're like looking through water, and now they're both equal. That's not totally sharp yet. I see out of both eyes normally. I can see people's faces, and I can, I'm getting better and better. I've only been on the patches since July.
Wow. And what about that sciatica pain?
That's gone. I have no pain. I can walk as long as I want to walk. I can walk. Now we live in the country a little bit. There are 2-acre lots. I can go down my driveway, and my son lives 3 houses down, which is 3-acre lots down. I can walk to his house. His house is a 2-story house. All of the main part of his house is at the upstairs. I go up his stairs. I used to have to go up his stairs and sit before I could walk to the dining room table. I can go up his stairs. I can play with my 4-year-old granddaughter. And I can ride my horse again.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. And that's since
yes.
Incredible.
Since July. So yeah. And a lot of times men say, well, Einstein is a construction worker. I'm 75. He is 76 years old. He works 50 hours a week of construction. He would come home and fall asleep before even dinner. He's been on the patches with me since July. He doesn't come home tired anymore. He doesn't, he says, I don't feel anything. I says, are you still awake? And a week and a half ago, he had a case of the gout in his big toe. That is so painful. He usually takes almost 2 weeks to get over it with a lot of medication, which usually makes him sick at his stomach. He put the X39 and the ion on his big toe. The gout was gone in a day and a half.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, he's excited now.